right, guys, welcome back. Hope you got your snacks. We're talking about, how we got to where he was at. Alec, once again, thank you for coming on the podcast. But
Thank you for having me.
of course, man, I love to. And so, needless to say, man, just everything you've been through, it seems like you really, really went through the mud and are able to get to where you're at. And that requires a certain kind of routine, certain kind of daily habit, certain kind of backbone. So what does that look like for you?
Absolutely. So I think a perfect day for me starts waking up early. Back when I first got into real estate, I had a really great habit of waking up at 4:30 and hitting the gym at 5.
Nice.
I do not do that anymore.
Never mind.
No, but it was honestly a great habit starting the gym early, and I've actually started trying to get back to that. Not as aggressive. I got burnt out pretty soon after that. I'd wake up at 4:30, I'd go to bed at midnight, and I'd just keep doing it. After about a year and a half, I got burnt out. But a perfect day for me would probably be beating the sun up. I know every single day that I beat the sun, I feel so much better.
Yeah. Productive probably too.
Productive, yeah. I just feel so much better. Somewhere between 5:30 and 6:30. If I can meet my 5:30 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. gym class, I'm feeling good. I'm getting out closer to 7. Sometimes I'm not a big breakfast person, but sometimes I do hit breakfast, and then immediately I will start to write down my goals, my gratitudes, and tasks for the day.
Like as soon as you wake up?
No, after the gym usually.
Okay.
Yeah, after the gym usually. A perfect day also is making sure I get my gallon of water in. I do have a gallon of water, and I feel like the very first thing when you get up for anybody is drink some water and take a vitamin.
Seriously.
It would help you out a lot tremendously. And this is something real that I do. And again, not so strict of a schedule that you feel defeated if you don't hit everything, and it also needs to be realistic.
So it's a little bit loose, kind of.
Yeah, and it can be. So sometimes I'll have breakfast, sometimes I won't. If I don't finish my gallon, I make sure to have a water. Like if the first thing I do when I wake up is have a water bottle, I'm good, and I make sure and do that.
Okay. I know most people kind of some people don't care about it. Some people are strict on it, right? When you wake up, do you have that habit, or did you lose that habit of hopping on your phone and kind of seeing what's going on realistically?
I lost that habit, but now it is something that I do need to work on, because I will sit up in bed, and that's the first thing I do is check, because I'm usually waking up to an email or waking up to something that I need to get done. Like
a text or something like
that. Yeah, and there's a lot of the time, so most people think I work for the FBI, because during the day I say, hey Siri, remind me to whatever in the morning, and it goes off at 6 a.m. And a lot of the times it's something I set at 11 p.m. that I couldn't send out a text. So when I wake up, it's a more reasonable hour to send out that text. And so that's the first thing I'm doing.
People think you're crazy.
Yeah, people think I'm crazy, because I'll be sitting here, dude, and I'm like, hey Siri, and I do. Everybody's phone's going crazy on the other side of the video, but no. So, so that's the first thing I do. I do get on my phone. If I can leave, so you'll notice I have 2 phones. Shut up, Siri. I have a personal and I do have a work phone. You have the personal number. The work phone I like to leave at home until I get back from the gym. That's
the work phone?
Yeah.
Smart. So you don't even worry about that.
Yeah, and that's the big reason why I have to, so I can leave work at home or work at work when I need to.
Yeah, because sometimes you got to tap out. Just kind of be like, okay, let me just not focus on that.
Yeah, but rapid fire for those who are writing down notes or want to know. I'll wake up, beat the sun, go to the gym, drink some water, come back and write down your goals, your tasks, and your gratitudes. And so 3 things you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be huge. 3 goals that you want to reach. If you want to, I hate the word manifesting, but if you want to write down your affirmations, that's another bonus point. And then, so what I like to do is, what are your goals? What are your 3 main goals? And then what are 3 tasks that you can do today to bring you
for the day? Or
so my goal is I want to be a millionaire.
Right.
And I write a date next to it. So millionaire by July 26, 2022.
Okay.
And so I'll write that down, and then in my tasks, I need to be doing 3 to 5 things today to bring me one step closer to that by then. So that means I need to scout out and find an Airbnb rental that I'm going to invest in this week. It means I need to go and create more deals in real estate, or it means I need to hire more members to my team.
You said 3 goals?
3 goals, 3 affirmations. It's bite-sized because
Okay.
I can knock out 3 goals like that. I can knock out 3 gratitudes I am thankful for, and it can be something as simple as I'm thankful for having a roof over my head. I'm thankful that I have the job that I have,
Right.
and I'm thankful that I am a money magnet, whatever you want to put.
Okay. Backtrack. July 26th.
That's my birthday.
Dude, 31st.
Oh, nice.
Leos. Let's go. But do you know how many non-July birthdays?
Yeah.
Like, there's rarely any, dude.
I love July. I love being Leo. Anyway, so
Leo.
right after that,
Whole other episode. Bro.
whole another episode.
There's a whole stage of Leos. Man.
Yeah.
It's I love being Leo.
I like it too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
My favorite animal is a lion.
It's
Anyway, yeah. Anyway,
Bro,
yeah.
that's crazy. We never spoke because we're so much in. Anyway, we're here now.
We're here now. Yeah. So
But-
drink your water, go to the gym, beat the sun up, write down your goals. That's the most important. If nothing else, write down 3 goals every day. If nothing else, write down 3 goals. If you want to graduate into tasks, affirmations, 3 goals. That's it.
Respect.
This vision boards also count, but I feel like it's better for retention to write down your goals. That's better for me. And pen, pad, you can get them at Office Depot. They're $7.
Easy.
They're cheap. Do it.
Right.
So write them down. And then after that, I like to get work done. I like to make sure that I'm now to a point where 8 to 5 works. Before it was like 5 to
11,
midnight,
12.
whatever. So
Yeah.
I like to do that. And then after 5, if I haven't hit the gym in the morning, I like to hit the gym. But that's my creative time. That's where I like to be either working on the next side hustle. That's where I like to be educating myself, and that's where whatever I need to be doing.
So you still kind of work like a 5 to 9.
Yeah,
In a sense.
yeah, and I do, but not really because
Yeah.
my phone's off also. And I'm not asking anybody if I can go and take a vacation with my family. I'm not asking anybody if I need to go to the doctor. Like I've created that for myself, and I feel like I'm not to the point yet where I can say, "Oh, I work Monday and Tuesday. Don't call me after that."
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. I want to be. I'm not there yet. I do still have employees. I do still have people on my team, so I need to be available. And then throughout the day,
Yeah.
when I say that I read books, I don't do it always in the traditional sense because it's very hard for me to sit down and read a book. I feel like I'm wasting time.
Ooh.
And so,
I get that sense.
yeah,
'Cause you kinda-
I cannot sit down and read a book for 4 hours. What I can do, however, is I challenge you all. It's second nature to me, but I challenge you to replace Apple Music with Audible. That's my pro tip of the day. Is you can finish a book easily. An average book is about 5 hours. And so if you're listening to it while you're at the gym, if you're listening to it while you're in the shower, while you're getting ready, by the end of it, you're a fifth through a book. By the end of Friday, you're done.
I'm trying to think
Of how much music you listen to throughout the week.
throughout, bro, a lot. I'm a music fiend.
I am too, and I love music, bro.
Man.
I probably don't read unless I'm going on a long road trip over the weekends.
Yeah.
Monday through Friday, like the average person can get work done during the week. It is not impossible. If you want to work on a side hustle during the weekend, more power to you. But like, if you want to take Saturday off, if you want to take Sunday off, like I won't say always take Saturday off.
But Sunday.
Like God created the earth in 6 days, then He rested on the seventh. Like you got dishes in the sink and you're taking 2 days off.
You gotta
Like,
do
don't
them.
talk to me.
For real, you gotta do them. I respect that. That's really cool.
But anyway, no, like I tracked it and I was listening to on average about 7 hours of music
A day.
a week.
A week.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, I mean,
I do like 3 a day, man. But that's because I'm a music connoisseur.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I mean, when you get in the car, when you're in the shower, while you're
Anywhere.
getting dressed, if you're at the gym, like, bro, you're listening to music all the time. And so I don't work at a place where I can have AirPods listening to music. But like, even if you work at Walmart and like you just stock groceries or whatever, like freaking
Puts a pocket. Yeah, that's okay. So, and I want you to be critical on me because I'm a type of guy. I love when somebody judges me properly.
okay.
Right.
Constructive criticism.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a word. My routine daily kind of like yours. 5:45, I try to be up. Right. Go to the gym usually by 6. I sucked. I got in at 6:30.
Yeah.
But got in. I had a meeting at 8, and then after that, I went to go study. Right. So from 6 to 8, effectively that whole time I was spent listening to music because I was in the gym as well. Right. And then after that, let's say from 2 to 4, listen to music while crunching out some of my work, doing script and whatnot. So just in this day alone, that's 4 hours of music, right? Yesterday, I'm pretty sure it was like 6.
Yeah.
If I replace that with Audible or something, that's a book a day.
Yeah. And the Audible subscription, I can't remember. I've had mine for so long that it's probably cheaper.
It's automatic now.
But the Audible subscription is probably the same or a little bit cheaper than Netflix. For sure Netflix, I don't know about Apple Music, but for sure Netflix, it's cheaper.
Yeah, Apple Music is $6.99. Spotify's $9.99. Dang, that's crazy.
And it's cheaper. You get 3 free books, any price, anything a month. And then you get access to the full Audible library, which there's a lot of stuff in there. Like, this isn't plugged. Audible sponsor me, but like seriously, dude. Like, I listen to Audible all the time, and then even if you decide to cancel your subscription, all the books that you've had, you get to keep.
You get to keep them.
Yeah.
Here's what we'll do. I will do some work on this. I'm gonna get Audible to sponsor this episode. Yeah. Somehow, somewhere, Audible will talk. But I agree with that. But what about those guys that, for me especially, because I love having the physical copies of a book, right? And I actually do enjoy reading through the words.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a slower reader now. I used to be very fast. So what would you recommend for those guys?
I keep a few books on my nightstand.
Okay.
And I had a library. I lent them out, and that was a mistake.
Oh,
but
yeah.
No, but like I usually keep a few books. So like Shoe Dog, that's a very popular book. I have it in print, and then I have it on Audible also.
Yeah.
The main thing, there's a few books that I have. 7 Habits of Effective People,
That's
Highly
really good
Effective
book.
People, Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, like all of the classics I have in print. I also have them in Audible, but one of the main reasons why I switched almost exclusively to Audible was just because when the authors read it, they go off the page and they get to explain it.
Oh, wow.
If you haven't read Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins,
I've heard about it, yeah.
The book itself is 5 hours. The audiobook is 24 hours because he goes off the page and he talks about what was going on, during the time that he was talking about during this chapter.
Yeah.
And, gives a little bit more insight into the book. Like, oh, my father hit me with the belt buckle of a belt and I was cut. This is why I wrote this, stuff like that. And like that audiobook is part audiobook, part interview, part podcast. And you can't just get that off of the written page. So if you do have the patience to sit and read a book, do it. More power to you. If you're already reading, if you're not effectively reading, see how much more your productivity goes up.
I think I'm going to switch.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be one or the other. If you turn it on your speaker and just read it with it, you can. And the other thing I started doing too is with the 48 Laws of Power. It's a 24-hour book. I listened to it on 1.5 times speed, so it kind of gets through it. Yeah.
I might take you up on that, man, because people don't realize that the knowledge, it's all in the books, man.
Yeah.
It's all in the books. And I mean, just listing off a few, like you said, I had the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. Highly Effective People, and then I have a couple Bibles. I need to get back into that. I'm reading the Book of Habit right now, but the reason I'm actually, because I'm a slow reader now, I'm out of touch, man.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to catch up to that.
But just listening to it and hearing somebody's voice, and I mean, reading is one of the most undervalued tools because and sometimes you're listening to 40 years of life in your hands, and you're hearing it consolidated into 5 hours. Ryan Serhant, when I read his book Sell It Like Serhant, then Big Money Energy, he narrates it.
Yeah.
And that was just an awesome thing because you hear his voice and you hear it and you get into it. Whenever we sat and had a conversation for an hour, it was like, I haven't told him. We'll have to insert the clip because we recorded it. But I was like, dude, this is weird. Like, it sounds like normal because I would have his speaker and his voice in my ear and just having the conversation. It was like the book came to life almost.
Goodness, man. You're just dropping gems after gems, man. You might have to hold back. You might have to.
No, and the other thing too is I will keep dropping these gems. We're gonna have to do another one of these. I know it for sure because there's more in there. Me putting you on does not put me off. Me giving you tips to make more money and to become more successful does not take any success from me, and does not take any money out of my pocket.
That's true.
And the other thing too is if I feel like if I have any hidden secrets that I can't share and I can't show anybody, then people have something they can get on me.
That is true. Oh, wow. Especially with this new cancel culture stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I will be open. There's no secrets because I don't want to keep track of what I said. And I mean, absolutely, my biggest thing is I want to put young entrepreneurs on because when I got started, there were no resources for 17-year-old entrepreneurs.
So they want to be that resource.
Yeah, I want to be that resource. And you're giving a great outlet to people looking for this,
right?
Because I wish I had a podcast or I wish I had a more productive YouTube channel, and maybe it's in the future, but
it could be. I think you should do it.
Yeah, I've strongly considered it. Who knows? Maybe in the future I'll have you as a guest. It'll be cool.
I'm gonna have you know right now, man. When I'm sitting listening to you and listening to you speak, man, I'm actually not even here. I feel like I'm in the camera with them, man. Like it's really inspiring. But so I think that's very healthy routine, right? So in terms of that, so how have your habits changed, right? Obviously now you're in the gym and everything, and you realize health is wealth. That's something I had to realize also quickly, man, because I got into college and I gained I recently lost 50 pounds.
That's awesome.
I don't know if I told you that, man. I recently did it. I mean, it wasn't the healthiest way of doing it. I only had 1 meal a day and a mango at night.
Yeah.
But
right now I'm working out to eat. My fiance keeps me fed, but no, health is wealth. I mean, going to the gym. There was one time that I was hitting the gym consistently. I probably hit 30 days consistently every day, and then I stopped for 2 days. And by the third day, I was like, man, I think I'm coming down with something. I'm getting sick. Right. Went to the gym. It was just because I hadn't been to the gym.
In a while.
And it's just what's crazy, and I've come to find, is the feeling I get after a good workout or the feeling I get after waking up and beating the sun and getting a good drink of water or finishing a book. All of those sources of dopamine, the people in the world, I mean, the average person who's drinking every single day or doing drugs every single day or whatever, trying to get these dopamine fixes, they don't realize that it's just a fraction of what the natural source is and just reaching it, and because whenever you see it, I mean, I challenge you, go to the gym, hit the gym, give it 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
The dopamine is different.
It's different. Runner's high is real. I mean, just the satisfaction of getting, you don't have to get these synthetic versions of success, these little, there's things that people do to satisfy their little cravings. And
so I'm going to, because you just unlocked a part of my brain, and I love to drop gems. So I'm going to create a gem right now, right? Off of what you just said.
Okay.
Hear me out, because it might seem weird, but I feel like it's true. So dopamine is like sugar. Some is real, some is artificial.
Yeah.
The real one really is like real sugar. The artificial one is bad for you, kind of like in the kind of same sense. And I realize that now, just you saying that. So 3 weeks ago, I actually felt out of the gym for a while, right? Because I was like, man, I have so much stuff going on. I just got Fabrice visuals going. I just got these cards, by the way. You guys should check out. Hey, quick announcement. I'm launching the website. When should I launch it?
Set a date so that way we can hold you accountable.
Oh, dude. I was so scared. I was just going to say tomorrow. I'm going to launch it on Monday. What's today?
Friday?
It's Friday. I'm going to launch it on Monday.
Okay, squad.
Launch it on Monday. I'm launching the website. It looks really good.
Awesome.
But
link to my website too.
Yeah, bro, everything's gonna be on page. Don't even worry about it. It's gonna be on screen. But gosh, where was I going with this already? I already forgot.
Your sugar and the dopamine and the artificial and the real. This is true.
So I fell out of the gym and I realized that, man, I'm not getting the regular dopamine that I did from the gym because if I go to the gym, I'm 180 times productive. I did the math on it. 180 times more productive than when I don't go. So I'll go to gym 6, right? Come back 8. I had a meeting at 8, a Zoom call with my higher ups, the bosses and whatnot. And then at 8:30, I shower and get everything ready and go straight to like go studying, right? If I don't go to the gym, I'll wake up at like exactly on time for the meeting.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'll be like, crap, I'm still tired. Let me go back to sleep. And then waste more time and then go study at like 12.
And it's true. It's true. The biggest thing for me too, the other part of my routine that I forgot to mention is when the alarm goes off, your feet hit the ground. Like as soon as the alarm goes off, your feet have to hit the ground. Because you will fall back and you will not get up, bro.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because the other day, like, sometimes those sheets hold you in good and those pillows hold you in good.
The clouds, man.
And, man, no, there was one time I got, like, 2 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep, just tossed and turned all night. Alarm went off, and I said, I got to. Feet hit the floor, and I was like, whoa, I'm awake.
I'm up. I'm that same way, man. And it's really hard to get out of bed, right? And I'm learning to lose the habit of hopping on my phone.
Yeah.
It is a real problem. Because obviously there's science to it with the light rays of the phone, kind of like...
Yeah, I mean, the blue light and all that, I get it for the health thing. I mean, for nothing other than productivity is why I do it. I mean, it just... set it across the room, whatever. My fiance has blue blockers, and I'm like, do they work? I don't know.
She does?
Yeah. She has blue blockers, and I'm like, like, I get it, whatever.
Yeah.
My thing is whatever helps you be productive, whatever helps you be motivated, what helps you hit your drive, do it. If you need blue blockers to make you feel like you're doing it, if you need to put your phone across the room to make you feel like you're doing it, whatever, that's fine. I went, I was going to say I bought, but I didn't. YouTube actually sent me a... Google Home, and so I use that as my alarm or whatever.
You got to.
And I mean, it just whatever helps you get up. I mean, it really, for the majority of people, they need a routine to be told to them to do what they need to do. But I think if you really sit down and analyze yourself and realize what you need to be the most productive, because we are our own best guinea pigs. We know what we're doing when we feel the best.
I feel like you're now on the same page, so I'm gonna cut the BS and we're gonna talk now. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys are enjoying the Fabricated podcast, please leave a like, comment, subscribe on YouTube if you're watching it, and share it with your friends. Obviously, we want to grow into a massive empire and dominate over everybody. So share with your friends. And if you'd like to donate to the Fabricated podcast, because I work hard so you guys don't have to, check out the link in the description on whatever platform you're on. And donate however you feel. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you should, because I work hard, so you don't have to. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and let's get back to the main podcast episode.
Okay.
Let's be, because we're Leos, let's be clear and transparent. All that you just said, it's all mental. Yes or no? Think about it, right? Get out of bed. As soon as you hear it, get off your feet. That's all mental.
Yeah.
Right? It's all mental. I mean, guys, there's a reason why guys like Gary Vee and David Goggins are the reason they are.
Yeah.
Right? It's like they literally negate emotion.
Yeah.
And just cut straight through the path, right? And so, why is it that sometimes we feel like we have to sugarcoat things instead of actually like, hey, let me just go ahead and do my shit? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, with other people or with ourselves? What do you think?
Say both.
Both. For me,
because
I have a hard time not offending people. And it's like, if you ask, tell me shut up at any time because I'm going to tell you real. And because for me, I'm the hardest person to offend, because if I'm fucking up, because that's what it isn't messing up, it isn't, I'm off my game, tell me. And I have some close ones to me that hold me accountable, but I think we have to be our hardest critic. And I think 99% of the time it is mental. But I do also think that sometimes you need that outside to be able to shine in and correct you.
Okay.
Because I know there's been some times where I think I'm right and I'm wrong.
You're wrong. Yeah. Do you keep your enemies close?
I try not to have very many enemies.
True. It's hard.
And I love the Machiavelli, keep your enemies closer.
Mm-hmm.
I try not to. There's nobody that I hate. I don't have very many enemies. There's tons of people who don't like me.
Is there someone you keep around that will critique you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That there's plenty of people that I have that I can say, look at me and tell me how I'm doing.
And judge, essentially. Yeah.
And judge and tell me how I'm doing and correct me when I'm wrong. Because they know me just as well as I know myself.
Who is that for you? Because for me, it's my little brother.
Yeah.
It's that close. My little brother, I hate him just as much as I love him, and he hates me just as much. It's like that unbreakable bond.
Yeah.
Right?
No, for me, my best friend for the longest time, who even became my business partner, his name is Paul. He's that for me. He's actually twice my age. I'm closer to the age of his kids than I am him.
Oh wow!
But we have a relationship like brothers, and there's been some times where he's told me, "You're fucking up,"
straight up.
Straight up, and he doesn't tell me that nice either.
Wow.
There is no smile, there is no laugh.
Yeah.
And he's told me straight up, this.
I like that.
And he's told me, and he's been real with me because I'm able to get the dad perspective from him because he's a father. I get the brother perspective because he's a brother.
And you get the life experience.
And the life experience.
He's lived.
And then the business experience, too, because we're business partners. And so, that's been my biggest person now, more so than ever, is my fiance, because she lives with me and she sees me. She knows how I breathe. She knows when I'm breathing different. She knows how my looks and my faces and whatever.
Yeah, women just naturally know.
Yeah, right. But, more so than anybody, it's me. Because my mom, my fiance, Paul, friends, family, you're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. You're doing great. Don't be so hard on yourself. Slow down. When's enough enough? Blah, blah. And I'm like, I need to know.
Yeah. So as a Leo, I'm willing to bet. I'm gonna bet 100% of my chips when I say this, but you don't celebrate your victories.
No.
Okay.
I don't celebrate my victories out loud.
Okay.
Again, thankful for what I have, happy with what I have, and aware enough to know that I'm not on the same playing field as everybody else.
Right.
Not to say it arrogantly, but if I am, then I can slow down. I'm not, so I have to tell myself that in order to shoot forward. And we just. What are we in? October? Sorry, I feel like we're still in July. But in July, when I turn 22, whoa, what are you going to do for your birthday? Are you going to celebrate? Like, y'all can celebrate me when my name is on the calendar.
There you go.
When I've earned a spot on the calendar, when it's MLK Day and then it's AMA Day, those are my initials. Like, that's...
I like that,
that's when you can celebrate
I like
me.
that. And see, I respect that because I don't either, one, and I feel like we don't know how to. Because when you have that mindset, you just don't even know how to celebrate. Like, I just accomplished this goal. Okay, let me just accomplish the next one. You know what I mean? No,
and the other thing, too, is we had this conversation a while back, is I constantly have to have somebody to chase.
Facts.
And the person that I chase is me in 10 years. And it's like, I'm one step closer, but dude is still 10 years away. And so, and he's that far ahead of me. And so...
Do you know what that statement implies? That means that the dude now... if you're chasing the person that's 10 years ahead of you and you'll never catch up to him because he's still going, that means that the dude that's still going is the shit. And if it's that you that you're talking about, that means that you know that you the shit. Man. And we're just cutting the bullshit here.
Yeah.
You know what kind of guy you are.
That's who I am. And I'm going to be him in 10 years, but I am still him now.
Right.
And I want to be able to look at I want to be able to be me in 10 years looking back on this podcast and know he had his shit together, or damn, he's about to hit something and he's going to learn.
Oh, let me tell you something, man. This will do just that, man.
Yeah.
I go back to episode 1 and I'm looking to myself talking. I'm like, bro, you have no idea.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is you show it to other people and they're like, "What do you mean you did so good?" And I'm like, "No,
dude, that's crazy you say that because I used to always think people would always be like, and I know you get this a lot too, man. Alec, bro, I'm so proud of you, man. You're doing so well. You came from ECHS, bro. How you been, bro? Let's catch up, such and such. Or, oh man, we used to kick it way back, man. How are you doing now? Like, I know you're successful, man. That's crazy. I didn't think you could do it. Congratulations, you're doing well. And I'm like, and you're probably like sitting there like, I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right, you know?
Yeah. No, and I take that, and maybe the ego side of me is like, yeah, I am, huh? But, you know, and you just take it, and you just know that you got to chase it, and you got to keep going. I lost my thought that I was going to say. It'll come back in a minute. But no, you just got to keep pushing forward, because I know my own limit, and I know I haven't touched it, and I have to hold myself accountable to that. And you know, the easiest way to kill a big idea is tell it to a small-minded person.
Gems, man.
And so for me, I've got to keep some of my big ideas in my head, because I'm like, if I tell somebody, they're going to bring it down, or they're going to dilute it, or it's not going to be reasonable, or whatever.
Like, oh, you're crazy.
You know, or, yeah, that's a good 5-year goal. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to get there yesterday. You know? And so you just have to hold yourself accountable. Yes, share your wins. Be happy. Be grateful. Share, you know, have your family close. Keep your friends close. Yes. But there comes a time where you know your potential, and you have to hold yourself accountable, not to your current state, but to that potential. Because there's a lot of times, I mean, there's been a time that every great mind or every great person, that all they had to offer was potential.
Right.
You know, and so for me, I know right now I've done a lot, but I also have a lot of potential. And I mean, one of the first things I told before we even started dating, I told my fiance, I said, don't date me. And she was like, why? No, I take that back. She said, thank God.
Oh, wow.
Those were her real words.
Wow.
I was like, please don't date me. I said, because I wouldn't date me right now. And she was like, why? I was like, because I am not dateable. I'm not ready. Like, I was not doing as good as I needed to be doing.
Keeping it real.
And I was like, I'm not going to do you like that.
Yeah.
And she said, no, you're doing great. I see where you're going. You have your head on your shoulders. You're going to do right. And so when somebody bets their life on you, when all you have to offer is potential,
that's crazy.
You deliver.
You have no choice but to.
And sometimes it's only you holding yourself accountable.
Yeah.
Because there's, in the same way that I image and picture myself 10 years away, you know, there's still a part of me that can see what happens if I decide to sleep in and eat the bag of Cheetos and chill and not do anything. Or,
because he gets ahead.
You know, slump into a 9 to 5. You know, what's going to happen if in 10 years that 10-year me is on the couch eating Cheetos in a 1-bedroom apartment in Midland, Texas? You know, that may be somebody's goal, but it's not my goal. And so, you know, it's real. Every decision and every change and every adjustment we make today it changes our future.
And that's one thing. That's one thing I had to. The only advice that I firm know now from college is that what you do today affects what happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's a fact, man. Okay, so going back to, I believe it was the whole mindset thing, right? Because we're still cutting the BS. How harsh are you on yourself? And how harsh do you feel you gotta be on yourself? Because I feel like we're the same. I don't know how. I don't celebrate anything. My birthday, I spent at home just being grateful all day.
Yeah.
Right? I'm still a one-man team. You went through that, right? Understanding that. And like you said, there's a lot of things that at a certain point in time when you're on the come up, you realize all you have to offer is potential. And when you sit back and realize, at one point, all Zuckerberg and Elon, all they had to offer was potential. You know what I'm saying? So at what point do you realize that you have to be so harsh on yourself? And then you have to be like, okay, let me buckle down and actually get real with myself.
So I don't feel like I'm harsh on myself. I may be by other people's standards, but by my own standards, I'm not harsh on myself. I feel like I'm very real with myself. And I've learned myself so well That I know when I'm slipping. I know when I'm fucking up. And the biggest word that I hear in my head daily is earn. Have I earned this yet? And so if I want to go and enjoy a vacation, or if I want to go and enjoy a meal, or if I want to go and play video games or something, and I want to knock the dust off my Xbox and play, did I earn it? Based on what I did today, did I earn that? And there's sometimes that the answer is no. And there's sometimes, and there, sometimes I feel like I am being hard on myself, but I don't let up, because the other day I was like, I haven't earned Xbox, or I haven't earned whatever it was. I use Xbox as an example, but it was something I wanted to do. And I said, I haven't earned it yet, so I need to go, this thing that I have pending in the morning, I'm going to do it now, because I don't want it to go tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so I did it, and I spent 3 or 4 hours on it, and I looked, and it was 11:30, and I was like, gotta be in bed by 12.
So I gotta stop.
And I might have played Xbox or did whatever the thing I wanted to do for 20 minutes, but I slept better knowing that I just didn't screw off an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours losing time. And so I just try and keep it real with myself, and I look at myself during the day, because for me anyway, I don't know if you feel this way or if you feel this way, but there's sometimes I'm sitting on the edge of the bed and I haven't changed, or I haven't got ready for the day, and I'm scrolling through TikTok, and I stop and I'm like,
what am I doing?
What am I doing?
Yes.
Every freaking day, man.
And so it takes that kind of self-knowledge and self-reflection to be able to do that. And it just takes practice. And I think reading and writing down goals and holding yourself accountable that way will get you there. And because you'll find that you're not being hard on yourself, but it's just, is what I'm doing the highest and best use of my time right now?
Right.
And I have to ask myself that a lot. Is what I'm doing the highest and best use of my time? Could I have hired this out to replace what I'm doing right now? Could I be doing this to free up time later? So you just have to be real with yourself. And, we're going to get done with this podcast, and it's going to be late at night, and I probably can go play Xbox because I put in a full day.
Okay.
And I know that. It just takes being real, because I know the other side of the coin, where I literally made myself sick from just hustle, 4:30 to 11:30 every night, grind all night, and it got to the point where my body started freaking out because it couldn't run on 4 hours.
Yeah, you were burnt out.
Yeah.
Do you recommend clocking out at 12 every day? What time do you usually clock out?
About 12.
Okay.
Yeah, about midnight is whenever I shut it down and go to bed.
So you do 6 hours?
6 hours. Yeah, I try and get 6 hours. Usually if I set my alarm at 6 hours, I'll usually wake up right before. Yeah. If I set it anything longer than 6 hours, I'm gonna sleep till that 8 or that 9. And so yeah, that's my kind of my clockwork.
Were you struggling at first? Because right now, I just switched to that. I try to be in bed by 11 and try to be asleep by 12 and up by 5. But I feel like I still am groggy when I wake up. So was it like an adjustment to it?
It's hard. It's still hard.
Yeah.
But the thing I try and remind myself, and one of the first things I do too, is to just get a little bit of motivation. One of the reminders that I give myself is, if you sleep 8 hours a day, a third of your life is spent sleeping.
That's right.
And it's like, damn, that's a lot of time asleep.
Not including naps, man.
Not including naps, not including the time you sat on the bed playing TikTok. That's a third of your life. And I watched, you'll see this, we can probably link it, Steve Harvey clip. He's like, rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day. He's like, if you're in California and you sleep 8 hours a day, the market has started in New York before you woke up. They're making decisions about your life before you wake up. And so that's why I bring it back to 6, because it's like a quarter of the day is good, and anything less than 6, 5, 6, you're losing productivity.
Okay.
So yeah, 6, and seriously, I challenge you, feet to the floor as soon as the alarm goes off, bottle of water by your bed, chug it.
Okay.
It'll wake you up, dude.
You mentioned a great point in the middle there. You said that I feel like I use my time wisely, or do I feel like I could have hired that out? How crucial do you feel? So I'm gonna explain to you my current situation, and I want you to kind of like answer that question. So how crucial do you feel it is to hire somebody, right? Because obviously there's people that are way better than me at anything and everything, right? So me, for example, I run 3 Instagram pages, 3 Facebook pages, Fabrice Visuals. I have a job which requires me to study. So what is that like? I already lost count. I think that's 7.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I'm having to edit each podcast, get pieces of content. So I'm an editor, photographer, and we'll just use this one, the 10th one, for free time.
Yeah.
Essentially, what it comes down to is even if I want to be on the sticks to relax, I know I haven't earned it, and 2, I know I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Right? At what point should I be like, okay, I need to hire somebody? Well, do you feel like my case right now would be like, okay, hire somebody?
So the first answer is it obviously comes down to being busy.
Mm-hmm.
But are you so busy that you're making so much money to take care of somebody? And the reason I say that is because you can be as busy as you want. And if you hire somebody, that money's coming out of your pocket.
Right. It's expense.
And so it really just it needs to make sense. I think the first person I hired was a transaction coordinator, an assistant to handle my paperwork, because the highest and best use of my time was not writing contracts. I didn't enjoy it, and it was going to take me an hour to fill out contracts when I could have just hired somebody $350 at the end of the transaction to get it done for me. So it really has to make sense. I mean, scared money doesn't make money, but if the money you're spending is going away and you can't really afford it, it doesn't make sense either. So like my website, I knew I was going to stumble through and learn and figure out to make my website. I hired a very, very, very good professional to make my website. And I'd say it costed money, but now I look back at it and it's automated. I didn't have to deal with it. Real estate photography, could I have bought a DSLR and learn it? Maybe. Mm-hmm. Do I hire a professional every single time? Yes. Sign guy. The highest and best use of my time is not sticking out a sign in the yard whenever I list a home. I pay $120 to go and drive out and put one out. And so it just comes down to what it is. Maybe contract work is probably the best, like by job basis to hire somebody is good. If you're going to hire an assistant, I absolutely recommend doing it, but just making sure that you're bringing them they're bringing you the same amount of value that you're giving them.
Okay. In terms of what you're actually producing. Right.
Anybody that you hire out should be free in the sense that what they're bringing in, you're able to give right back.
So kind of summing it all up, as long as the benefits and the profits from the overall work is higher than the work it costs to put it in, I should do so.
Yes. If what they're doing and the work that they're making is worth more to you than the money you're giving them, absolutely. Yeah. But if it's breaking even or if it's less than, on my first Airbnb investments, I cleaned them all myself. I put all the furniture together myself because I could have hired somebody, but I'm paying them out money that I don't have really.
Right. So you got to kind of do it on your own first. Okay. Somebody says that too. You don't understand how much freedom you have when you're successful unless you actually put in the work to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like this whole website, it took me like a week, but 2 weeks. But I did it all solo, right? And I did it through Squarespace and all that kind of stuff. And it looks nice. And so I realized that and that goes back to everything we said from the first part. Go check out the first part. If you're doing the work to make profit, then it's not profit.
Yeah.
And so, man, good answer to that, man. But, well, we're not cutting. I guess we can just get back to normal. I love it when I get serious with guys, like especially Leos, man. When we cut the BS and just get straight to it, and I guess we'll save the rest for part
18, I guess, because this has gone on. But no, it's gonna be good. I'm excited for the next one,
bro. I am too, man. I got just some random questions, man. What do you do for fun, man?
Man,
do you even know what that is?
I like to travel a lot. I think for me right now, traveling is my biggest source of fun. traveling, and then my like guilty pleasure. I mentioned I like cars. I have a racing sim at my house.
Nice.
And so that's what I enjoy doing. But no, I mean, I like to find enjoyment in everything that I do throughout the day. That sounds super cheesy, but if I'm working, if I'm hustling, if I'm doing anything, I try and seek enjoyment through that, because that's what makes me the most fun. Just kind of leveling up every day and finding little wins. Finding wins makes me happy, and that's what I enjoy the most. But yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
Okay. And lastly, out of all the advice that you had to give to the people, mentioned and not mentioned, what would you give them?
If you're stuck, if you know what you're going to do, keep doing it. Find it. My advice is to somebody who's stuck, who's younger than 25, who hasn't found their passion and doesn't know what to do next, is just find your passion, figure out what it is, find the thing that you're the best at with the least amount of effort, and figure out how to make money at it. After that, figure out how to trade work for time rather than, or money, or work for money rather than time for money. And then finally figure out how to buy income. And if none of that made sense, but you know that's what you want to do, find somebody that you'd want to trade places with and go work for them for free. Go learn from them and just spend time and ask for nothing in return other than knowledge and network. And just hook up with them. And I think the last one is don't take advice from anybody that you wouldn't trade places with. Like, find that higher level and seek it out and figure out what it is that you want to do, and you'll find it.
To be a master,
You must submit to a master. Well, that's been it, guys. This has been Alec, Almuina, man. What a nice podcast this has been, man.
Good podcast.
that's crazy. We didn't talk in high school, man. That's
I know,
crazy.
very little, man. Very little. I remember playing basketball, kind of.
little
We'd hang
bit, yeah.
out a little bit by that tree out front.
Out front by the bench. Oh, man. But we're so similar in a sense, man. And what this has taught me is that, yeah, I need to hop on my stuff. So.
Good. No, me too. You and me both, and you too.
And you guys too. So with that said, we'll let y'all get to it. This has been Alec, Fabrice, and the Fabricated Podcast. And remember, not everything you hear online is fabricated. We out.